Hey folks, it's Brendan here again, and in this episode, I want to talk about the best practices when it comes to domain name registration and hosting. There are a couple things that you really need to know that are not only going to save you a bit of money for each domain that you register, but it's also going to protect yourself from problems in the future. Now, the first big thing is when you register new domain names. Lots of times in these hosting companies, they have it very convenient for you to register new domains within your hosting. That is a bad idea, my friend. And the reason why that's a bad idea is because then the hosting company actually has control over your domain names. And I'm having a problem very similar to this right now because one of my hosting accounts has got suspended because someone tried to hack me. And because of that, I don't have access to my domain names because I very unsmartly, if that's a word, registered them inside my hosting. So don't do this. Don't register a new domain name in your hosting account. If you want more control, you'll register your domain name on a third-party service like GoDaddy, NameSilo, Namecheap. Now here's my second main tip. Don't register your domain names from GoDaddy. You can, and it's actually a better option to register your domain names from GoDaddy than your hosting, but there's an even better options, and this just comes down to pure saving money. When you register a domain name with GoDaddy, it'll cost you about $10 per year for the domain name, but then they also charge you $10 extra per year for WHOIS privacy protection. But there are many domain name registrants or registrars that provide or that give you WHOIS privacy for free. Now my favorite registrar is a site called NameSilo.com. And this site has domain names for about the same price as GoDaddy. They're pretty comparable, but the difference is that it includes WHOIS privacy at no extra charge. So that's a $10 per year savings, which isn't that much, but when you have a few domains, it can add up. And another big advantage is that in general, when it comes to the second year of paying for your domain name registration, NameSilo in general charges you about the same amount on future years, whereas GoDaddy really jacks up the prices after your domain name registration expires to purchase more years of registration. So really those are my two big tips, and just to make it a three big tip, my last piece of advice for you is to make sure that you purchase good web hosting. My favorite web host so far has been HostGator, but I've recently had problems with one of the lesser known hosting companies called Web Hosting Hub. Do not purchase hosting from this site. They've suspended my account 3 times for stuff that's out of my control, like people hacking my sites and stuff like that, stuff that I can't control, and they basically said, well, it's a risk to us, so see you later. I've never had any of those kind of issues ever before in my life with sites like HostGator or Bluehost. Those are my two most highly recommended, but I wouldn't even mess around with some of the lesser known guys. Just go with somebody reliable, register your domain name separately, and from a site that gives you free WHOIS privacy.